It's good to be back with everyone. So, the essay strategy for this week is a narrative essay. So, when we stop to think about the word narrative, we see as its root narrate. Now, most of the people, when they hear the word narrate, they're going to say, well, that means to tell a story. But what we always want to focus on is showing, not telling, because when we show, this is when we use examples, details, and specifics. So all of those different aspects are created in the reader's mind. So remember that writing always begins with an idea and is a process. So when we sit down to write with pre-writing, this is when we go through the, generation of ideas, selection of topics. And now these next two aspects here, big ideas and little ideas, I have created some videos that more fully explore the world of big ideas and little ideas. So be sure to view those videos. And all that I'll say on this slide is that we cannot write about big ideas. So these different examples here about graduation, starting college, birth of a child, an accident, marriage, divorce, religious salvation, all of those have to be avoided. And we have to focus on little ideas. So now, what I've done here is I have shown some of the pre-writing with my paper, and this really won't make sense until you watch the other videos that accompany this lecture that detail the pre-writing experience. But again, when we pre-write, this is when we just want to find a good topic, take notes, and just to let the ideas flow, just get everything down. I always tell people that when you're pre-writing, if you make a mistake, such as, for example, right here, whoops, made a mistake, but guess what? That doesn't matter. Just scratch it out and keep rolling. You'll notice that what do I have here? Contraction. That's a word choice error, but you know what? That's okay. I just want to keep things rolling. And then you always want to go in and ask yourself this important question. You want to evaluate your work. Okay? In other words, as you're looking at your pre-writing, you want to see if you have enough material for it to turn into an essay. And if the answer to this question is no, early in the writing process, you want to take those ideas and kick them out and come up with new ones. So now, the importance of a thesis statement early in the writing process. Why is the thesis statement so important? It's that one sentence that guides your paper. So now, what should it do? It should alert the reader to what the paper's about. A good way to think about this first bullet point is if a friend was to say, hey, what's that paper you're writing about for Mr. K? Your thesis statement would be the one sentence to read to that person. And by reading that one sentence, your friend is going to know what the whole paper's about. Where should it be found? At the end of your introduction. Please, 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 no slang, no cliches, especially in your thesis. And the thesis statement is a statement. It is not a question. Please remember, do not ask the reader questions. So now, after you have all of those notes, right? So then what you want to do is you want to go in and construct a rough outline. Okay? So all that I've done is I've just taken those notes and I've put them into order. Now you might have noticed when we take a look here, what do we see? We see how many big blocks of text? 3, right? You see that? This is the rule of 3. Now, again, you always want to evaluate your pre-writing. If you have an outline point that has just skimpiness underneath it, it's not going to fly. What does that say about your topic? It's not going to go. So now I'm allowed to sit down and draft or write my paper. Now you'll notice that here's my introduction, right? My introduction. Then I go in 1, 2, wow. Was I able even just to sit down when I was pre-writing to finish the whole paper? No. What does that tell us about writing? As everybody knows, it takes time. So you have to give yourself lots of time to go through this process. Then we're able to revise, edit, correct mistakes. And again, this is a wheel. The writing process is not a straight line, it's a wheel, and often it loops around. You have to go through things repeatedly. So this is just the PowerPoint overview for the narrative. There's those additional YouTube videos. Be sure to view those. Let me know if you have any questions, anything I can help with. And then you want to take a look at the handout, which not only has the writing prompt and the guidelines, has that example paper, as well as the review. So that's what we'll take a look at next.